It works! I think. Oh, for fuck's sake. I can't tell if it works or not. Hello, welcome, if you're here. Um, you might not be here, but welcome anyway. Um, hello. Hello. Is it working? Is it on? Can you see me? Can you hear me? I'm just gonna promote it as if I am live anyway and just see what happens. Who knows? I'm gonna promote it on X. Live on YouTube now. And then a link. That's usually the best way to make it work, isn't it? Yeah, it's a good start. It's a good start. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. How'd you like this week's kind of clickbaity thumbnail title, guys? I really, honestly, I want to talk about Doctor Who stuff. I'm really enjoying these pre-streams, and I'm really tempted to turn it into like a branded thing. You know, bring back a little bit of Doctor Whoism, because I'm kind of into it. Obviously, the 60th is around the corner as well, so that's really exciting. But I'm hoping to kind of think of a bit of a better like branding for it than just live pre-stream, and actually have a bit of a structure that isn't just me eating and drinking, which I will still do, because that's part of the fun. Anyway, hello to Just Alexa, Dr. Master, as always, DCS Media, Adam Hassel, Devin James, Daddy Phillipson, the ASMR? Yeah, that's right, ASMR Mukbang is coming. But this week we've got a little bit of a different one. We haven't got a pork pie or a sausage roll this week. We've got an iced latte. And we've got a sort of like cheap Sainsbury's fucking pizza roll thing, which... it looked better than it tastes. So, there's that. If this is something from like Benidorm, I fucking knew! I've been seeing Benidorm shit all week on my feed. I'm so confused. I mean, that's a class edit, to be fair. I love that. Just want to say, I love the fact that you're always doing these live streams. Always love your videos. Totally get why you don't want to do them. It's a nice alternative. Yeah, I just don't have the time, to be honest. I'm working full-time Monday to Friday, so I don't get much free time anyway, and the job I'm doing is YouTubey, so it's kind of not really nice to come home and then plan YouTube videos. But live streaming is a nice alternative, and we can do it weekly, consistent schedule. But yeah, no, happy to do it. I love the Benidorm stuff. I feel like, is this you that's been doing this on Twitter? Because I do follow you. I'm assuming this is... it's very funny. I do love Benidorm. It's great. Oh my god, what are the chat reactions? That's really scary. I've never seen that before. Evening, George. Welcome, Liam Hickey. How you doing? Came straight from work myself this evening. It's always the same. That's why I come with a bit of food. A sort of relaxed, chill live stream. That'll be why I keep seeing it now. It's funny. I rewatched Benidorm earlier this year. I got to about season 9 and then stopped. Wow. That ice is melting quickly. It's nice though, it doesn't really go with pizza. So, Doctor Who stuff. There's still no TARDIS reveal. And I'm assuming it'll happen next week. Or the end of this week. Because we're getting towards the end of the month. So I'm assuming it's going to happen then, if at all. If not, then I guess we'll just wait until the series comes out, which I'm actually quite excited about anyway. There hasn't been much Doctor Who news this week. There was something, I'm sure. I mean, feel free to tell me any Doctor Who news I may have missed, because it's been a very busy week for me. Wasn't as good after the Garveys left. Hard agree. It wasn't as good when Joyce Temple Savage died. That was when Benidorm went downhill for me. Oh, bloody hell. Evil Dalek 5-inch scale Dalek and Throne Room. From Green's 3D arrived today. Very nice. there is no Doctor Who reveal happening. We're just, this is the thing that these live streams are usually just discussions, theories, and something very relaxed. Chatting to you guys about Doctor Who and what you're expecting, what you're excited about. Oh yeah. See, I'm very wary about this series 1 to 4 box set, newly remastered. See, when something is self-marketing as like remastered, I have to really like put my reservations out there, because I don't think it's going to be that remastered. Like, cool. It's very cool that they've got it all in one box set. I'm sure the art will be really cool, and the trailer was great. I just don't know how much they can remaster it, because I can't remember how it was shot. But was it not shot on like tape back then? If it was shot on film, you would think they would have remastered it before now. And the trailer, as good as it looks about the same as the old stuff. And I find myself a bit of a connoisseur with this sort of stuff. Like, I really, like, I do purposefully buy 4K copies of films that I think I want to see in better quality. But you need to know what you're buying. Like, I wouldn't really buy the Star Wars prequel trilogy on 4K, really, because most of it is CGI, and the CGI was made for, like, for that, you know, era, and a lot of it was shot on digital and tape as well. So in terms of remastering, there's not much you can do. Whereas the original Star Wars trilogy, because it was shot on film, you can actually upscale and remaster, and it looks completely different. Same as Indiana Jones, same as all those films from that era. So for me, a remaster of Doctor Who Series 1 to 4 sounds amazing, but will it look much better? I don't know.
The first 9.
Like, I'd have to see what it's like hands-on, really. But the trailer, as good as it looked, didn't look any higher quality than what we've already seen. If anything, some of it looked worse. Altering colour grades is not like a remaster. Updating CGI would have been a good remaster for this, because they would have had all the assets, presumably. But that's too much effort to expect. I don't know why anyone would expect that. So for me personally, it feels like a great idea, but it is just going to be, in my eyes anyway, a little bit of cash cow, where it's like, it makes sense, like 10th Doctor and Donna are coming back, let's re-release that era, let's get people hooked on the good shit, and then, you know, one or two things will happen. One, they'll be able to jump right back in for the 60th and understand what's going on and have a bit of a clean slate when Shooty starts. Or they'll watch those first 4 series and go, wow, this is good, and want to continue and watch series 5, 6, 7, etc. So it's that as well. I just feel like what I would prefer to wait for, if I'm gonna, you know, I've already bought the Steelbook Blu-rays. I think I prefer to wait for collection box sets for the new series, because, okay, it's a few years away, probably about a decade away, let's be honest, but, like, I don't know. That's what I'm trying to say here. I think the collection box sets are better. And I think if they ever do the new series, which probably will happen if they keep it up, I mean, like, they're already about a third, maybe like a half the way through the classic era now. When they've done that, they probably will go, right, I would say there's a few things that could happen when they finish the classic era, probably a little bit of a break, but then I'd expect a Series 1 box set, and I'd expect, like, a Wilderness Years box set. I feel like that's the best way to start it, right back at the beginning, and then just kind of like patchily build the collection together. And then these box sets of things that we've watched. I mean, I don't want to watch another Blu-ray release of Doctor Who Series 1 to 4 with the same special features, with the same stuff. I mean, I know this has got like a little extra thing from Russell T Davies and David Tennant, hasn't it? Like, I think it's got like a little extra thing. And it's cool to have it all in one box set as well. I'm sure the artwork's going to look really, really nice. It's going to be really tempting. So a new existing bonus features and a new specially shot extra for one thing, a look back through time and space with Russell T Davies and David Tennant. So that'll be really cool, but I have a feeling they may release that on YouTube anyway, like they have done with previous box set releases, but it's cool to have that as an exclusive if not. Yeah, but that's my kind of like rant about DVDs. Are you getting the new Sonic? I've got it. I unboxed it a few weeks ago. I think it's a bit shit. I might get the retail one and then resell the more expensive one and hopefully get my money back on it because it's not great. And the retail one's so much cheaper. Probably won't reveal the TARDIS interior until the specials like they did with Jodie's TARDIS. Well, I hope so, but I have a feeling they might. Did you notice some of the dialogue from the 60th trailers in the Series 1 to 4 trailer? Yes, I did. That doesn't mean anything, though. There's going to be one extra feature, and they're not going to really do anything else. Is iPlayer the best quality to watch Doctor Who in? No. I would always say DVDs... Well, I'd always say the highest quality disc you can get is the best way to watch something any day of the week. Streaming, you're dealing with Wi-Fi and latency and compression when you upload something to that. You see that a lot with YouTube, obviously, but it's again with BBC iPlayer, it's never going to be true crisp quality that you get from a DVD because you're using Wi-Fi to get it, and if your Wi-Fi isn't like fucking industrial, then it's not going to look amazing. So yeah, I'd say the absolute best way to watch Doctor Who wouldn't be on iPlayer, but would be on like physical disc. Now, for a lot of people, that's not an option. I understand that, but I would say 100%. The best way to watch anything would be on the best quality disc you can get for Doctor Who Series 1. Well, for Doctor Who Modern Series anyway, and Classic, the best way to watch it is on Blu-ray. Any Blu-ray box set release. Have you seen those Doctor Who VFX made on YouTube? I haven't. I don't really know. Good morning, I'm Patricia Nelson. Who's Patricia Nelson? I'm gonna laugh. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. I thought it was a meme. Might just be someone's name. Series 14 airing in spring. Also 15 getting his own Sonic. That's true. Yes, Series 14 airing in spring was kind of talked about today. I don't know how official that source is, but my god, that's amazing. And probably true as well, let's be fair. Like, they're pretty much done with it. I mean, the 60th has been done for ages. Like, that's ready for TV now. Back in the old days when Russell was doing it, and even, like, in recent years of Doctor Who, like, the final versions of the episode wouldn't be ready until, like, days before, maybe the week before. So it's a big step up to have the 60th done, ready for TV months in advance, and then they've been shooting and actually wrapped Series 14, meaning the post-production's obviously started on that. They're definitely going to have it ready by spring. They'll have it ready by the end of the year, I bet. So they can start with the promotion and the trailers and stuff all the way through that Christmas and New Year period, and then sort of bring that out in spring. And then by then, they've probably shot Series 15 as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if Series 15 airs in spring 2025. Honestly, like, this is the Russell T Davies effect, you know? Doctor Who's back in a way. Like, we're actually getting episodes yearly, consistently, early in the year. There's nothing worse for me than waiting to the end of the year for Doctor Who. I used to love when it was on in the spring. That was like part of the appeal of it. Do you think they should create a new Sonic for Shooty or give him the 14's new one? Well, there is a new one. I mean, that's been talked about already. Where he's actually going to have his own, which is really good. And honestly, that's great. I'm not a big fan of the 14th Doctor Sonic, to be quite honest. I think I'm probably one of those people who's like, yeah, I think it's good, and I think it looks good. I think, like, the toy isn't, and I don't like the vibe of it, and it's just kind of like, yeah, I think I need to see it on screen before I, like, really like it. So yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing a different one for Shooty, definitely. I quite like a Doctor having his own screwdriver anyway. I never really like the whole, like, Capaldi and Smith having the same one. To me, the 12th Doctor Sonic is the one he had in Series 10. So, yeah. Are you going on holiday this year? Yes, I'm going on holiday, like around about next week, I think. Yes, but I will be streaming next week. I'm going to be streaming earlier next week, though. That's my sort of Achilles heel, if you will. That's not the right use of that word at all. But I will be streaming earlier next week, basically. Patricia Nelson is from Miranda. Yeah, God, that's a very fucking hell. I haven't seen Miranda in years, nor do I intend to. Definitely going to air it in Easter Series 1, 2, 4, Planet of the Dead, 5, 6, 7B, and 10, and Legend of the Sea Devils aired at Easter. Yeah, you're completely right. That'll be when it airs, and I'm quite excited for that. I'm very confused as to what's going on. Yeah, but yeah, Shooty's getting his own Sonic, and they're releasing a box set. And they're airing Doctor Who in spring next year, apparently. And there might be a TARDIS reveal at some point. I know there was a leaked TARDIS thing at some point, which was really interesting. And that was cool. I'm interested to see what that's about. And, I mean, I've seen the leak anyway. So it's not like a huge, big deal. But, yeah, I'm quite excited about when that gets revealed. I feel like I've already seen it anyway, so it's not like a thing, but like I feel like I'm just excited to see like a HD version of that TARDIS. It's one of those things I feel like I don't know. I just like I'm so excited for Doctor Who now. Like I'm really back in that groove, and I think like it's got the potential to be really special this year. And I keep remembering bits from older Doctor Who and bits that I've loved. And it's very exciting. I'm so lost. I've considered being a reference before, because I not only teach music, but sing local, and if students or anyone else, for that matter, knew what to look. Yeah, interesting. This is breaking news. Yeah, good point. I hope in the reduced episode count should mean every episode is a higher quality in terms of writing and looks. I think it will be. I think stuff takes longer to shoot now, and I think there's a lot more attention to detail that goes into it. When Russell's last era it was a different time in TV and how things are scheduled. TV shows now are released in sets of 8 longer episodes, like 8 episodes of about 45 minutes to an hour. That is the usual rollout. In America, obviously, you get like longer stuff. I know, like Better Call Saul and like all those sorts of shows. Oh shit! Am I still streaming? I can hear something going horribly wrong. I think the monitor might have disconnected. I'm just gonna quickly make sure that isn't the case. It's back on. Cool. Okay. Yeah, we're good. It's fine. My computer didn't go off. It was my monitor. Yeah, I think it will. And I think it's sticking with the sort of modern rollout for TV nowadays, and I'm quite excited. With that, I'm really excited with that. And I think there's a lot of... yeah, it's going to be good. It's good shit. It's good shit. I'm excited with the short episode count. I think Flux was too short. 6 episodes was not long enough, really. But I think 8 episodes is like a banging amount. Like that's class. Instead of having Geordie turn into Tennant, we should have had a Watcher. I don't know. I think there's ways and means of plagiarising stuff. The one thing I absolutely love about this Regeneration, now time has gone on, is I absolutely love that it's different, it's unique. A lot of Doctor Who has this sort of habit, and a lot of TV and film have a habit of just rehashing the same old shit again and again. Doctor Who did something new, and that's really exciting. The Regeneration was different, the clothes changed, which I really don't like, but there's probably a reason for it, you know what I mean? There's got to be a reason for it. That and, like, again, turning back into Tennant, it's just, like, exciting, it's just very new. And I was, like, looking at old clips and stuff of Doctor Who today, and I saw, like, I watched a curator clip from they're the Doctor, and there's just something hits harder now about the line where the curator's like, you'll find yourself revisiting a few faces, but just the old favourites kind of thing, and that kind of hits so much harder now that Tennant's back as the Doctor as the 14th Doctor. That face is being used again for a new incarnation, as was the curator. I think that's really cool. Welcome, Westernator 2005. Any big no-nos in a TARDIS design? As in, is there anything you would really dislike included? Similarly, any hopes? That's a good question. Dislikes, things I don't like in a TARDIS. I don't really know. I quite like a TARDIS to feel big. And like, the whole bigger on the inside thing, it really needs to feel like bigger on the inside for me. I love Tennant's TARDIS from like the Russell T Davies era. I should say the 10th Doctor's now, shouldn't I? I love the 10th Doctor's TARDIS. I love 11's. I think the thing I loved about 11's is it felt so big and expansive. And then like Capaldi's / Smith's like second one, like that was just incredible. And I like Jodie's, but it just was a very, I don't know. I think for me, a TARDIS should have personality. There should be a lot going on. It is a ship that's supposed to be manned by 6 people. It shouldn't just be peaceful. It should be chaotic in there. There should be stuff going on. There should be things that are set up to be used and other things. They think about this when they're building the sets, but they don't incorporate it into the episodes. I love it with like Jodie's era. They had a custard cream dispenser, and they made a big song and dance about this custard cream dispenser in the behind the scenes. But the custard cream dispenser was used once at the end of the episode where the TARDIS was fucking revealed. That to me is insane. Why just use it? Just use it more and more often. Like, use it for small talk moments in the TARDIS when you have to have like a serious conversation. Just get on there, get a couple of custard creams, give a companion one, and sit and have a conversation. Little things like that. And we've had conversations like that in the TARDIS, so why couldn't we incorporate the custard cream dispenser? Is beyond me. I don't know. There's a few things like that, I love in Jodie's era, you got like the sort of smoke screen hologram kind of projector thing, which is all like practical. That looks amazing. Really, really cool little thing. So for me, just something that incorporates lighting and makes the TARDIS feel alive, I think, as well. I'd love to see a little bit of just something a bit more with the TARDIS, making it feel alive. Like, I love Jodie's TARDIS. As I say, I like the design of it, but I don't really like... It doesn't really feel as alive. I think that's one thing I loved about Flux is the way they just battered the TARDIS and like fucked it up more and more every episode. And I think that was cool because it was like, oh god, it's like getting a personality. It feels like it's alive. It feels like something's going wrong. So I think that's really good. But there's other TARDISes that are like that as well. Again, Tennant's didn't really have much like personality as such, but you had a lot of that sort of alive feeling, and it was used very sparingly as like a sort of location hopper, and it was a very good little thing for that. And it's a gorgeous set and a gorgeous design. It's very simplistic, invoking of classic Who, and a good bridge onto the ones that followed it. Capaldi's is probably by far the technically best TARDIS interior in terms of what it allows for filmmaking and storytelling. I think there's a lot in there. You've got your books, you've got your roundels with stuff behind it, you've got the spinning thing at the top, you've got the lights, the sounds, the things. As a set, is technically better because it's got so much going on. The Whittaker one is great, but I think as a set it could have had more going on. There's a lot of like black space to make it feel bigger and like expansive, but it doesn't achieve that in my eyes. It still feels quite small, and you get like the Capaldi TARDIS where it's very clear where the walls are, how big it is, and you can access different parts of the TARDIS, but it's like on 3 floors in that one console room, and it just there's so much you could do with that. When they were shooting stuff in that TARDIS, you could go all over the place in that console. Full 360 set. It's gorgeous, it's brilliant, it's class. With the Whittaker set, yeah, you could go anywhere, but it was just the one floor. They introduced the steps in the second series and had them sit on there, but they didn't really go to any other rooms or anything. And then they use a lot of like blank space to kind of cover up that. And this is a bit of a perspective now, and I don't want to kind of use this, but this is, again, just a key thing, is as someone who visited that set and stood on that TARDIS and knows how it looked on set, it looks incredible. It felt super authentic. It was amazing. You had to walk into the TARDIS doors, and it is so amazing to see. However, they use a lot less actual structural design than other TARDISes have done. Like, there's the walls, and they're very thick, and you've got the big sort of like cog things, but behind that is like a cog wallpaper, a bit like the old classic TARDISes, and it's really cool. In the show, it looks absolutely fantastic through series 12, through Flux, through the end of Jodie's era. I think it looks brilliant. In series 11, it was a bit dark and a little bit moody, and there's not enough going on really for me, and they barely used it in that season as well. I like how it looks more in series 12 and 13, but yeah, I just kind of wanted a little bit more from it. But they kept adding to it, and I think that's important as well. You've got to change the TARDIS as time goes on. If it's just the same, it feels like a set. You want it to feel like a ship, not a set, you know what I mean? I just want to show all the rooms of the TARDIS again, you know? I love that, like, Tennant's era did that a little bit. Smith's era really went on that, and I love that they did that, because it was so intriguing to see the interior of the TARDIS a bit more. Journey to the Centre of the TARDIS wasn't a great episode, but at least we got to see some of it, you know? And The Doctor's Wife as well. That one showed a little bit more as well. You keep saying answer your question, but I can't see what your question is. What place are you going? I'm not going to tell you about my holiday. We're talking about Doctor Who, and I'd rather not talk about a holiday that I'm going on. I just keep my personal life and online life a little bit separate. I'm sure I'll put it on my Instagram in like a week. It's cool. Relax. Yeah, Rani's TARDIS is really good. The first Smith one did feel a bit like a messy bedroom, but you know what I liked about it is it was a little bit, it took the Tennant aesthetic but made the console bigger. You had that upstairs and downstairs thing, and I think that's one thing the Moffat era got absolutely bang on, is the designs of the TARDIS allowed for better storytelling opportunities within the TARDIS. You had that glass floor, you had the bottom bit, the Doctor in his little swing on the Smith TARDIS, you had the different stairs and balconies and stuff, you had a little walkway at the front of the TARDIS, there's lots of different places you can stand and do stuff. And that's excellent. And then obviously the Capaldi and second Smith one, just a phenomenal design. Like just incredible. As I say, like I love it. It's not my favourite TARDIS, obviously, but I think technically it's probably the best. And that's the kind of direction we need to be moving in, not Jodie's era kind of one, which was good. Don't get me wrong. I had a lot going for it, but I think just felt so much flat. I think when there's stairs and levels, we've got to that point now with Doctor Who where we've got the budget to build bigger sets and do more exciting things. And if you've seen the leaks of the new TARDIS, you'll know that that's kind of going more towards a kind of like more of a classic version of like the Capaldi design. It's got ramps, it's got levels, it's got different things, it's got roundels. It's exciting, you know. It's very big and expansive, and it feels bigger on the inside. And again, you want to have places where you can shoot stuff and you can, you know, film stuff in more exciting places. You got so many emotional moments in Capaldi's TARDIS from different angles. You know, different arguments and stuff, characters walking around. At the start of the episode, Capaldi's walking around with the bookshelves, looking at stuff and talking and kind of theorising, and when walking down the stairs into the TARDIS, there's, like, as a director, blocking that must be so fun, because you've got room to play with. You're not just walking around this central column. You know, you can do more of that. The movie TARDIS is good as well, but then again, it suffers from one of those things where it's just basically a black, like, backdrop. With like just infinite space. I quite like it to feel like an actual full room, not just an empty like dead space. I want it to have like concrete walls that you can actually like see, but then, you know, you can see how big it is as well. Like it can be big and fixated, you know what I mean? You don't have to have that sort of illusion of more space without doing it. But yeah, I've got sort of strange opinions with TARDISes, but I think that kind of covers it. Yeah, I think that's that. So what we're going to do now, as always with these Tuesday streams, we are going to migrate over to twitch.tv/gbshared. We go and stream on Twitch right after our YouTube streams here. and we go and play a video game for a couple hours, about 2.5 hours maybe. And it's a lot of fun. We're going to keep talking about Doctor Who, keep talking about these things, so feel free to pop over, ask some more Doctor Who related questions. I'm happy to keep talking about it just whilst playing a video game. A little bit more relaxing for me after work, really, to be honest. So just pop over. If you haven't done this before, if you're not really that keen on it, then, give it a try. You might like it, you might not. It might not be for you, but we will be here next week. Not at the same time. We're not going to be back here at 7 o'clock next week, but we will be here again next Tuesday, likely earlier on in the day. So keep an eye out for that. Check out my Twitter at georgesheard for the latest announcements, and obviously on this channel as well. I've got the community tab which I do post in. But if you'd like to come with us over to Twitch, we're going to go over there now very, very shortly. So I will see you all in a minute. The link is in the chat as well. So follow that link, pop over, drop me a follow if you haven't already, and get ready for a Twitch stream. As soon as we end on here, we're going to be going live over there, so stay tuned. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all later.